Hey guys, just wanted to let you know my Battle of Zama Kickstarter has 8 days left. It's $10 to back it, and the playtester feedback so far has been excellent. Hey guys, Dave and Len here. Welcome to Wargame Chat number 52, maybe? I think last week was 51. But today we're going to go over war games that don't use counters. They use other types of playing pieces. So the first one I can think of is Axis and Allies, which has all these infantry boats, planes, and tanks and stuff all made out of plastic. That's actually a fun game, Axis and Allies. I like it quite a bit. It's kind of Risk-like, but more in depth. My only complaint about it is it often takes too long for the game to resolve because you're building units during the game and stuff, and kind of like the Columbia block games, sometimes the game goes too long because of that. You liked Axis and Allies, didn't you?
Yeah, it was. At first I was put off because it was a little too simple, but if you were like 10 years old, it was complex enough, and that's probably, and it had a certain like semi-realism. You did have to plan the war like the big guys did in World War II, even though maybe you didn't have the political rules or a few other strange quirks, but you did have to make some of the production decisions. So. Because I remember when I played the Germans, it's like, do I buy more Panzer divisions or more U-boats? Ooh, that's a tough one.
All right, what's your...
When you brought up the subject, first thing came to mind were sports games. Because I was thinking, first of all, I had the 3W Formula One race game. They had little... what they're metal cars, each the same but a different color. So you had the red team, he had the yellow team, and blah blah blah. And then I was thinking, like, there's a couple horse racing games where you had little plastic figures of different colors representing the various horses. And I was thinking the Stratomatic hockey. You just have they give you a little cardboard thing that you use to represent the puck. But I use a Canadian quarter, and because I like the cardboard piece they gave kind of gets blown away, so and that's mostly I was thinking most of the games have counter. I'm trying to think of any others. How about back to you?
Oh, back to me. Memoir 44 is one that immediately comes to mind. You've got infantry on it, Ally and Axis rather, and you got infantry, you got tanks, and then you got field guns or anti-tank guns, one of the two, I can't remember which offhand. And that one plays like all the other Richard board games. Essentially, you got a hex map, and you got terrain on it and stuff, and you have some areas of the board where if you enter that space, you get points and stuff, and the first side to reach the most points wins. When we were at, Little Wars, we played that, or at least I played it like 2 or 3 times when I was there. We had these big games with like anywhere from 4 to 6 players total and stuff. The guy had extra maps for it and stuff, so that was cool. You've played Memoir 44?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking, who did Milton Bradley or something? They had games like Broadside and Fight.
Yeah. Actually, both those games are good.
Yeah, and I think I remember with Broadside, you had a little ship with 3 masts, and then we got a hit, you take off a mask and things like that. And I remember someone said they should... A regular miniature should have that kind of system where you can take a mast off.
Here's one. I can't remember the name of it. It was like either World War I airplane game, and it had squares on the map instead of hexes. It was made by one of these Milton Bradley type companies.
I think that is Dogfight.
Dogfight, that was it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember.
Had a little plastic airplane.
Yeah, I used to play that at Ted's house. I remember.
Yeah,
that was actually a good game.
Not realistic,
Well, it's not meant to be. I mean, is the game just meant for fun? You're not going to play that if you're trying to do like some historical simulation of World War I.
I was going to say, when I was 13 years old, that was like the big game. But, after a while you want to have Vickers Gun Bus going against a E3 or a SPAD 13 versus a Fokker D7. So...
Yeah, next one that comes to mind is Battle Cry. I can't remember who the original manufacturer that was. I think there was several manufacturers. That's the one we play over here with the Civil War figures.
Yes.
Yeah, I think with that one you have cavalry, you have infantry, and I think cannons or something. It plays almost identical to Memoir 44, where you get cards, and the cards determine which area of the battlefield you can move your forces and attack with and stuff. That's actually a good one. I actually like that better than Memoir 44. I have the anniversary edition, I think, of it. Can't remember what it's an anniversary of, but I know it's some kind of anniversary edition.
Yeah.
You've played a lot of the block games from like Columbia and stuff, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
I think one I used to play at Ted's house might have been called Wizard Kings or something like that. We used to play that over there, and he had some expansions and stuff. And then there was that Spartan one we played. We played that over here that one
the
time.
Peloponnesian War.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were frustrated with that one. Peloponnesian War is a very frustrating war.
Well, it was one of these games where you keep getting reinforcements and stuff, and it's like you start winning, and then the other guy gets reinforcements, then he starts winning. Yeah, it just keeps going back and forth. The game mechanics for it were very good, very, very fun. But it just took too long to resolve, which is the same problem all Columbia games have. They all take too long to resolve.
Yeah.
If they would concentrate on making their next game finish within an hour to an hour and a half, I think it would have a really good reception.
Actually, one thing I always liked about the block games was that, okay, you're moving into an area, he's got 4 blocks, and you're thinking, oh crap, he's loaded. What you don't know is they're 4 1-strength units.
Yeah, you don't know.
And you have 2 4-strength ones, and you don't realize that you have them outnumbered. And probably after the first round, he'll lose 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So.
What was I going to say? One thing about the block games that's really good is you're not limited to two steps on the unit. I think each unit can have 4 steps, so that's good. Yeah,
because sometimes I forget which games you get reinforcements. Okay, I get 2 reinforcements, so I take 1 2-strength one, move it up to 4, or I take 2 and they both go up to 3. So.
All right. As far as other games that don't have counters, well, here's one right here. We just did a review of it. Bismarck Solitaire, no counters needed whatsoever. It's just pen and paper. I think there's been a few other pen and paper war games. I don't know if they're fantasy games. I don't know if there's been any other. Actually, there have been other historical ones. Worthington has 4 other games. The land that are all land combat. I think those are all pen and paper too.
Yeah, I'm surprised more people haven't done this, especially with naval campaigns.
Yeah.
Because I remember was it the original Jutland from Avalon Hill. You had on a map, and you would draw your course depending on whether you're British or German. And I can still remember a few times we play it, we go out and not find each other. Yeah. Now you only have a certain amount of turns, and then you had to go back because you're running out of fuel. So.
Yeah, another thing that comes to mind is card games that are war games that are card games with no counters, no playing pieces whatsoever, just cards. The most fun one of them all is Naval War, the old Avalon Hill, and I think it was Battle Line made it too. That was the most fun. It was also the least historically accurate. I mean, you could have ships from all different nations in your hand and stuff, but as far as pure fun, that beats them all in that category. There's been quite a few other naval games that have come out that were all cards, and it was obvious that the authors were influenced by Naval War, and what they tried doing is making it more historically accurate, and they succeeded in making it more historically accurate, but those ones seem to have lost the fun that Naval War had. A lot of those are really dry to play. I mean, just totally boring. So I think Naval War did it the best when it came to just pure fun.
Yeah, because I'm thinking some of the Stratomatic sports games, you have the cards out, and all the players are reduced to a number of stats, and that determines the course of play.
Yeah.
So, because I remember hockey, you have to set your four checkers and your defense, and then you flip a card, and depending on what's set up, that determines who gets to shoot and who doesn't get to shoot. So.
Another one that comes to mind would be Leading Edge Games Aliens, which had the stand-ups. There's been a few zombie games like that too, where they have those crazy stand-ups. And that one, they actually made miniatures too that you could have bought optionally and painted up to use for it. As far as ones that came with high-quality miniatures, well, those Games Workshop games, Space Hulk and stuff, those came with like first-class miniatures. That's why I give Space Hulk as one of the few, maybe the only war game I would give a 10 out of 10 for components. There might be a few others I would, but
that
yeah.
was really good.
Yeah. Really good production values on that. There's one other, though, not from Games Workshop, I give a 10 out of 10 to. It was that World War II game we played over here this time, which had all the 15mm tanks and stuff. I can't remember what it was called. I think they're doing a Kickstarter for it again. But yeah, that one had miniatures I consider a 10 out of 10 too.
All right. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, that's all I got. Two guys. Have a good evening.